being here. We're going to do an unorthodox unboxing. Kind of reminds me of Chris the comic vet who used to do unboxings in his car. He no longer does that for some reason. I miss those days. Those were a long time ago.
You know what, Dale? I miss those days too. Let's go to Retro Rocket Comics. Hello, Comic Army. My name is Chris the Comic Vet. Welcome to episode 2 of my new comic book day haul. And I legitimately thought this week was going to be a lighter week for me. I was wrong. This, in fact, is a heavy week. Let's start by shouting out my local comic shop, Retro Rocket Comics. And Chris was cool enough to hook me up with one of their Halloween stickers that they're going to be giving out. One's for me. One's going in the Comic Army box. So if you win this month's Comic Army box, which will be given away next week, the sticker will be coming to you. As well as this donation from Chris at Retro Rocket Comics of Elvira. This very cool photo Virgin variant. That's pretty damn cool. Okay, let me situate myself here for some more books. Okay, this is a book that was from a holdover from last week. It's Wonder Woman issue number 1, but that gorgeous Art Germ variant. Love it, love it. And it was a good story too. This will be going in the Comic Army box. This is Venom 25, the foil Ken Lashley cover. Make sure that you're a channel member if you're interested in winning some of these books, or pardon me, all the books that are going in the Comic Army box. All you have to do is hit that join button down below. Also is this phenomenal foil of Daredevil number 1. As you can see, the trade dress is in foil. Very nice. A book that I'm looking forward to is Chip Zdarsky's New Burn, issue 11. I'm really liking this new arc. And recently returned, also from Image Comics, is Firepower. This is issue 27. I highly recommend Firepower. It is just a good, action-packed storyline. Not too deep, not too political. It has some drama, but it's really a fun read. I recommend it. This is issue 2 of The Immortal Thor from Al Ewing. I enjoyed issue 1, so I'm on board for this. I'll be honest, I'll probably be on board for the first arc. If it disappoints, I'll cut bait. My hot pick from this past week's two hot picks, was Power Girl issue number 1. I went with just a normal cover A. There are some gorgeous covers out there. This is issue 10 of Jerry Duggan's very good Invincible Iron Man. It's been a few weeks since we've had a Jenny Frison variant, but she's back. And if you're a fan of my channel, you know that I am a big fan of Jenny Frison, and it's hard for me to say no to covers. And let's be honest, Retro Rocket Comics always puts aside a Jenny Frison variant for me, just in case. And this week it's from Harley Quinn, issue 32. Very nice. Mark's hot pick from Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks, was from The Dawn of DC, issue number 1 of The Flash. Again, I went with just the normal cover A. But when it comes to Detective Comics, issue 1074 from Rom V, I went with this cover. I like it. Detective Comics has been very good lately. I highly recommend it. Also, what's been really good lately is Action Comics. And this is issue 1057. Just a normal cover A, but it's got a lot going on. Let's take a look here for a sec. The next epic starts here, Revenge of the Demon Part 1, and a couple bonus covers, or bonus stories from Lois and Clark. And Super is as Super does. But this is a gorgeous Steve Beach cover. Action Comics really turned it around from where it was just 3 or 4 years ago. And the one thing I'm going to say for last is kind of cool, but also got the new upcoming catalogs for DC and from Marvel. Chris always has this put aside for me, as he knows I like to go through them. But the last book I want to show is Void Rivals issue number 4. Now, please pay close attention. I picked up 3 copies. Went with, and I picked up these 2 covers, and then I picked up this cover. This one is the extra, so it's going in the Comic Army box. But you're probably thinking, well, Chris, why would you pick up or clear out all the remaining copies of Void Rivals from Retro Rocket Comics? Well, simple. If you have your copy of Void Rivals, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and check it out and open it up and just go right to the very back. And if you go to the very back, you'll notice on the middle page of letters, that's right here, my name is there. I sent in a letter offering some kudos for issue number 2. And they went ahead and published it. So this is the first time that anything's ever been published via letter in a comic book with my name attached to it. So this is pretty cool to have a letter that I wrote actually get published. And there is a response. So I'm quickly just going to read what's here. If you're not interested, just go ahead and skip till the end. But this is what it says. Hello. First, thank you for an excellent issue number 2 of Void Rivals. Second, really loving the history drops of this issue. The pacing is very good. The art is fantastic. Third, my question, if it can be answered, is when is this in comparison to Earth's time? The Skuxoids were originally introduced in the near future, where Rodimus Prime led the Autobots. Could we be looking at the same timeline for Void Rivals? So what I meant was, if you pay attention to issue number 2, you'll notice that some of the one character that's in there is also in the same time as Transformers the movie, when Rodimus Prime becomes a leader of the Autobots. This is the response. That is a question I prefer not to answer. But one would imagine the Skuxoids have existed as a civilization well before they were first introduced or first appeared in the animated series. Yeah, this is definitely not the same continuity as the old TV show. This is from Robert Kirkman, by the way. Also, as you'll see in Transformers #1 out in October, that issue picks up the thread with Jetfire after we last saw him in Void Rivals #1. So the timelines with Transformers and Void Rivals are pretty well aligned. Awesome. That is terrific. So for those of you that are wondered, Transformers #1 picks up after the events of Void Rivals #1, where Jetfire takes off and leaves the rivals behind. Yeah, that's my video. That's pretty damn cool. I highly suggest to everyone, if you see the opportunity to email and write them a letter, just do it. It may take you 30, 45 seconds. Say something nice, something about the story that you enjoyed. Hey, you may get printed. Because it took a long time, years in fact. But today, my first letter has been published. Void Rivals #4. How cool is that? So again, thank you so much for your time. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. Are you enjoying the fact I'm doing some videos from my car again? Or is it just a bad idea? I'm curious. Either way, make sure that you consider joining the Comic Army so that you have the opportunity to win some of those, all those books that are going to be in the Comic Army box, which will be given away next Wednesday on Show Us What You Got. Till I see you again, Comic Army, thank you for your time.